Hey everybody and welcome. My name is Brian and this is Work To Game. In today's live stream and video, which we're doing live over on Twitch right now, we're going over the patch 4.4 notes. This is going to be fantastic. Please forgive my voice if it sounds a little bit harsh because it is bright and early in the morning as typical patch notes go. So we're going to be drinking some coffee. So I would recommend, because this is going to be the long form edition, that you guys kick back, sit back, and sip on either some coffee, tea, or, I don't know, eat some crumpets. It's whatever fits your style. Okay, so at the start of the patch notes, we've got patch 4.4's trailer. If you have not seen this trailer, we've done a reaction to it, but I would recommend checking it out. If you're worried about spoilers, I would say don't be. They do a pretty good job, but if you're really sensitive, just completely avoid it. I guarantee you're going to get the story as a part of this patch anyway. So as patch notes go, we've got playable content, the battle system, items, systems, various treasure hunts, housing, miscellaneous, all these beautiful categories that we're going to talk about. Battle system looks like PvP and the feast. Items and some of the other changes, some of the detail stuff that's going to happen with the market, you're going to see in Monday's patch notes when the game's usually down for maintenance. So just keep that in mind if you're really looking for some detailed patch notes, all of that. Now, those are a longer read. This is just going to cover what you need for the basics. So the first thing's up, playable content. Now, typically they will do story, question marks for any sensitive quest title itself. So just keep a good mind on that. Obviously, we're getting more quest topics. We're going into the burn, and this is kind of that area you can see here. And then Xenos, obviously, he's been teased and he's been coming back. So it looks like from a quest perspective, sincerely react, feel the burn. I'm betting that's going to unlock the dungeon, the burn, and then you can see some redacted quests listed here. So let's say here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 main scenario quests to round out patch 4.4. Chronicles, the new era quests have been added. The Four Lords, the Firebird down below, and that's going to be level, obviously level 70. Brunskin, players must first complete the Chronicles of a New Era, Tortoise in Time. So just keeping that in mind, I'm going to sip my coffee because I can hear my voice about to go. And then Interdimensional Rift Omega. This is going to be where we get the Alphascape. In the beginning, there was Chaos. Well played. Instead of in darkness, but Chaos. I like it. And then 4 other quests. So we're going to have to, clear those one at a time. But that makes sense to unlock each new boss of the Omega Raid. The means for obtaining items required to proceed in the quest Legacy of Alhag has been changed. This is for the Crystal Tower. They've said they're really trying to tighten that up, make it a little bit less intensive to unlock that kind of content. The items required to complete the quest can no longer be obtained by participating in fates. Instead, an objective has been added wherein players must defeat an enemy that spawns at a specific location. Okay, fair enough. Even more reasons not to run fates once you're at level cap. Burn. The burn. In accordance with this change, the location of the following fates has been adjusted, and they're making changes to stopping in the shakes, making waves, he's a fire starter, and Stormcaller. A new side story quest has been added, the Doman Enclave. If you haven't been aware, we've been rebuilding Doman for the last, I think it's just 4.3, but it could even be before that, but 4.3 and on, I know we've been contributing various items, making it stronger, so I'm betting that ties into that content. So I don't know if this is going to be available right away. Oh, there he goes. Keep reading, Brian. Complete the Dome and Reconstruction. So be sure to keep doing those in your weekly turn-ins, so you'll be able to take a gander at this quest. The following additions and adjustments have been made to the Dome and Enclave. The new side story quests have been added. Players can now ride mounts. Boom! Thank you. An Aetherite has been added to the Dome and Enclave. Wasn't there always an Aether? Oh, an Aethernet. That's you get to experience the things that I edit when I'm live. It's like, I can't read. The Independent Mender can now be found in the Dome and Enclave. A new side quest has been added, Saint Moki's, we'll just say that, Arboretum. And so this is going to be, players must first complete the main scenario Stormblood and the quest and Overgrown Ambition. So this is Secret of the Ooze. Thank you very much, Ninja Turtles reference. This is going to be great. And more coffee for Brian. The following additions and adjustments have been made to custom deliveries for Zola. Apollo. Man, oh my lord. Why did they name these characters this way? By raising the satisfaction level to maximum, players will gain the ability to cast glamours on her. The rewards have been increased, matching those by Manago. That's XP, Red Crafter script, Yellow, Red Gatherer script, and Yellow Gatherer script. Changes have been made to the completion reward for the ties that bind. So before you got Eternity Cake and Magitech Prism Wings 99. Now you get those things as well as Glassy Wings 99. So I'm betting this also has somewhat to do with the wedding anniversaries that are coming. The treasure hunt. Additions and adjustments have been made to the rewards from the Galskin treasure maps. The shifting altars of Uzanar has been added. I am so excited about this. Entering the shifting altars, should a portal appear and opening a treasure chest coffer found using a Galskin treasure map, it will lead to either a Lost Canals or a shifting altars of Uzanar. The destination will be chosen at random. More random rolls. So level 70, the item level sync is 370. This is important because they continue to increase the item level needed for this content. So that keeping it relevant is essentially the idea and the most important thing there. Progressing through the shifting altars of Uzanar, upon entering the instance, players will find an arcane sphere, which must be used to perform an invocation. Doing so will trigger a roulette wheel, summoning forth one of several creatures. A treasure chest will appear upon defeating the enemies summoned by the invocation. Only players who open the teleportation portal can access it. After claiming the contents of the treasure chest, the arcane sphere will be again used for a total of 5. Alright, excuse me. Okay. Results in so the outcomes, the blue is results in a lesser summon, results in a greater summon, results in an elder summon. Alright. Summons Atmos, expelling the party, causes the arcane circles to shift, and summons a Mangata Prince. We haven't seen that yet. That's going to be cool. Leaving the shifting altars of Uzanar. The duty will end when one of the conditions are met. 5 summons are performed and the duty is complete. Atmos is summoned and removes the party from the duty, or everybody is KO'd. Oh yeah, coffee's the best. Additional and adjustments have been made to the rewards available in Lost Canals and the Hidden Canals of Uzanar. So they haven't really told us what that is, but I'm betting the item pool, the loot pool is just definitely getting better. Very excited about this. Granted free companies. The following additions and adjustments have been made to the adventure squadrons. New command missions have been added, so the Wanderer's Palace and the Vault. That's going to be cool. New flag missions have been added. And the amount of XP gained in missions by unit members has been increased. Players can now be promoted to captain in their respective grand companies. Once promoted, the company seals cap will increase from 80 to 90,000. So, alright, that's no word on obviously how we're going to do that. Personally, I think it's going to be neat to see. They made the last kind of requirement based off of the grand company, the squadrons piece. So we'll see how this kind of plays out. New craftable items have been added to the company workshop, and it's showing off a sub. So I guess more sub parts would be my guess. Otherwise, they're just teasing us. The following additions and adjustments have been made to the squad, subaquatic voyages. Thank you, Brian. New voyage destinations have been added. New items have been added, obtained through subaquatic voyages. The items obtained from certain destinations have been changed. The maximum rank for submarines is increased to 40, and the maximum number of submarines a free company may possess is increased to 4. Furnishing from the 14 furnishing design contest has been added. That looks pretty nice. Some bunk beds, baby, and a shower. And we got a fountain. That's pretty cool. New furnishings have been added. Now they're showing off like I guess a queen bed. Mannequin furnishings are now available for estates and apartments. So mannequins are interior furnishings that you can equip with clothed items. You may select their class or job as well as their gender. Various poses are also available. The mannequin can be used either to display an outfit for sale or just simply put up for decoration. As of patch 4.4, only Mokote mannequins may be purchased and placed in your estate. Mannequins representing other races will be added in future patches. Hopefully this is not an Eggy Glamour system promise. We can go back to those notes. Alright. Purchasing a mannequin, you can purchase mannequins from the following NPCs, and this is the various housing merchants in the various estates and apartment merchants in the lobbies, etc. It is early in the morning, just my defense. I typically don't yawn as much. To place a mannequin, go to the housing menu in the indoor furnishings, followed by the mannequin you wish to place. You must then select a retainer to serve as a merchant before you can place the mannequin. Retainer serving as a merchant. One retainer may serve as a merchant for multiple mannequins. To assign other retainers as a merchant to a particular mannequin, you must remove it from your estate, and you may assign another retainer when you place the mannequin again. No lala, mannequin chili. So let's see here. There's a limit per estate. So private chamber and apartment. So if you have a private chamber in your free company house, you can have 4 mannequins. An apartment, 4 mannequins. Cottage 6, which is the smallest house. A house 8 and mansion 10. So I'm wondering though that because I have an apartment and a house and a chamber, I mean that technically could give me a ton of mannequins to work with. Selling items via mannequins. So you can sit here and you can apply all these various items as a part of a set. This is going to be probably interesting for me as somebody who does not really care to spend a ton of time making out like insane glamours, right? Or really cool sets. I'm just not that way. But with the whole, you know, I guess the fashion show, the glamour contest, etc. With the, you know, like maybe this is going to be a really interesting market for people to kind of say like, hey, here's a really cool look, you know, and like for somebody like me, be like, that is a cool look, acquired. We'll have to see. So, how to sell: access the mannequins and choose select gear to sell, which opens the mannequin shop setting window. Only selling sellable items in your inventory, armor chest, or retainer inventory may be selected. Choose the equipment type, head, body, hands, etc., followed by the item, and you can set the sale price. Selling as a set. By checking sell only as set, then you will sell all items equipped to the mannequin together. While the items may be viewed on the market board, a player must access the mannequin directly. Oh, excuse me. Live. No retakes. Must access the mannequin directly if they wish to purchase a set. When viewing items listed on the market board as part of a set, it is possible to send a tell to the seller to ascertain the location of their estate. After the items are sold, once the items have been sold out will be displayed for that equipment type, but the mannequin's appearance will not change until you select that equipment type again. Earned gil from sales of equipment will be held by your retainer. So listing items for sale, any item equipped on a mannequin will be listed for sale, still occupy slots in the retainer's list. For that reason, a mannequin cannot be equipped with items that would cause the retainer to exceed at a 20 item limit. So then displaying gear. You may also display items on your mannequin without listing them for sale. It is also possible to select unsellable items for display. Let me show that image. However, gear that is displayed also occupies slots on the retainer's list for items for sale. I can see this also being kind of like almost like a trophy room where you're not selling the stuff, but you're like, here is, I got the whole set for, you know, for the crystal, you know, tower. Like, boom, here's that entire set right there for my caster, my DPS, or, you know, whatever. Let's see here. Purchasing gear. Accessing a mannequin will allow you to purchase the items that are currently for sale. Purchasing items via the market board incurs additional fees, whereas purchasing from a mannequin does not. Fascinating. Estate tags have been added. So, for instance, you can now set various types of tags for your home. Are you a tavern? Are you a message book? Are you a designer home? Are you a role-playing home? This is going to be very interesting to see kind of how this plays out. So here are the tags: an emporium, a boutique, a designer home, a message book, tavern, eatery, immersive experience, roleplay, aquarium, sanctum, and venue. That's fascinating. Tags will be displayed when selecting resident rewards on estate profiles and when viewing the list of private chambers. So this is going to, I think, add a lot kind of to that sense of the people wanting more homes. I think it's only going to serve for people like, where I need a house because I want to make a tavern, and then there's not going to be any lands. New orchestrion roles have been added. New aquarium fishes have been added. A new seed for flower pots has been added. Arum bulbs can be purchased from the following NPCs, so you can see it from the various material suppliers and Tani in New Gridania. Mandible Gold Saucer, a new gate, Leaps of Faith, has been added. The objective of this gate is to reach the goal by jumping to various platforms while also collecting Cactar trophies. The gate ends when the time expires or players reach the endpoint. So to participate in the Leaps of Faith, players can register to participate by speaking with the Saboteur Gia in the Gold Saucer. To register with a party, all party members must be present in the Gold Saucer when the party leader speaks with the Saboteur. However, any players who have already participated in the gate for that particular time slot will be unable to repeat it. Players who reach the goal in the allotted time will receive 2,000 MGP, otherwise they'll only receive 100 MGP. Additional MGP will be earned by collecting Cactar trophies placed on the platforms throughout the course. Please note that so long as you do not choose to leave the instance, you can continue to collect trophies after reaching the goal point. So they have various trophies. I wonder how many there is going to be. So I wonder how MGP loaded this is going to end up being with the various trophies, because you can see that like you can get 500 for this trophy and several more. So you finish the thing, you get your 2,000, and then it's like, oh, I got 10,000 because I got all these other trophies. The following adjustments have been made to gates. The feeder participates in gates have been removed. The schedule for gates has been changed, as the following times one of the 3 gates will be chosen at random for players to participate. Every hour on the hour Earth, so then you can see Cliffhanger, The Time of My Life, Leaps of Faith, hourly 20 minutes past the hour, Any Way the Wind Blows, Time of My Life, Leaps of Faith, and hourly 40 minutes past the hour, Any Way the Wind Blows, Skill Change We Can Believe In, and Leap of Faith. The reward for successfully completing the gate, A Time of My Life, has been increased, so by 500 MGP. The rewards when failing the gates have been changed, so you can see that as the wind blows, you're going to get first turn, second turn. So the longer you survive, the more MGP you're going to get. That's going to make that a little bit more valuable to do that, as well as A Time of My Life. The cost for mini Cacbot tickets has been reduced. So first ticket is 10, second ticket is 10, third ticket is 10. The rewards for the Jumbo Cacbot has been increased. I guess they're really starting to want to funnel in some MGP to people. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. So the 5th place is definitely way more better, because my English is really good too. New prizes are available for purchase using MGP. All right, you got my interest. You got my interest now. The following additions and adjustments have been made to Triple Triad. New cards have been added. How insulting to injury is it to be like in the last patch, like, and now I'm a card. New NPC components to Triple Triad have been added too. The following additions and adjustments have been made to performance actions to get your bongo going. Sounds from the following instruments are now available: bongo, a bass drum, a snare drum, a cymbal. Man, this is getting to be quite the experience. Input settings are now compatible with German and French keyboards, so bonjour. All right, the following adjustments and changes have been made to the challenge log. New challenge log entry has been added. Master and Sub Commander successfully complete 3 command missions. All right, maybe I'll be doing that now. Categories within the challenge log have been changed. That change does not affect the challenge log itself. So before Dungeons, Guild Hests, Companions, Player Accommodations, and Wondrous Tales are going to now be Battle. And then Disciples of the Land. Yeah, I guess because they're continuing to add these categories, it's just going to be important to go from there. The following additions have been made to the Ceremony of Eternal Bonding. New chapel decorations have been added. New ceremony favors have been added. A new gift for guests has been added. Bonded couples may now renew their vows with anniversary ceremonies. Players can register the date engraved on their eternity rings at the Sanctum of the 12, following them to accept the quest, The Ties That Bind. Registering for an anniversary. Players must form a party with their partner and with eternity rings in their inventories speak to Hau Bajarhai together at the Sanctum of the 12 in the East Shroud. If I said that right, man, like somebody, high five to me. Maybe I'm a little preemptive on that. Confirming anniversary dates, players may speak with, we'll just say, Hau. At any time to confirm the date of the anniversary, a one-time notification will also be sent to players the next time that they enter the East Shroud. Any players following the area on or after the day of their anniversary. And you can see Gridania, East Shroud, Idleshire, Rogers, region, the Dome, and Enclave. Re-accepting the quest. When re-accepting the quest, The Ties That Bind, players will start from the ceremony planning stage of the quest. Furthermore, players will have access to all options available to the Platinum plan, regardless of the plan they selected for their first ceremony. The following additions and adjustments have been made to Wondrous Tales. New objectives have been added. So, alright, the Examination Pool Extreme, the Pool Attribute Extreme, the Rigorado Lighthouse, Sigmascape 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to be good. We were talking with Keverstro earlier, like, how do you incentivize old content? You know, like, you got to give it some kind of reward. The rewards available for exchange using Chloe's Gold Certificate of Combination and Chloe's Silver Certificate of Combination have been changed. New emotes have been added. Players will receive a new emote upon registering the Final Fantasy XIV Companion app. Register your character in Final Fantasy XIV to unlock the Tombstone emote after you next log into the game. So it looks like you're going to be playing with a cell phone Tombstone. If you've already registered a character to the app, the emote will be unlocked when patch 4.4 is released. And then new hairstyles have been added. They have 14 hairstyle design contest. Entry is now available. So let's talk about the battle system, y'all. Actions have been adjusted to the following. Passage of Arms. The effect is now applied as soon as the action is used. Dark Knight. Salted Earth. The effect is now applied as soon as the action is used. Samurai. Empai, Gecko, Kasha, Yukazi, and Hassan and Gaten. Enhanced Empai bonus and potency has been increased to 320. And then combo potency to 440, 440, 380. And the delay before using your next action has been reduced. Ninja's Doton effect is now applied as soon as the action is used. Black Mage Fire 4. Potency from 280 to 300. No AoE boost there, but snap. Arcanist Summoner Radiant Shield no longer reflects damage to attackers. Bummer. Nerf. Earth and Fury. The effect is now applied as soon as the action is used. And Shadow Flare as soon as the action is used. Let's find out what's happened to Red Mage. For Thunder, potency has been increased to 310. Ver Arrow to 310. Scatter, chance to be granted enhanced scatter has been increased by 5%. Enhanced scatter bonus has been increased from 8 to 10. Black mana and white mana. Contra has been increased to 350. Okay, that's a nice boost. Wow. Ver Flare and Ver Holy to 600 respectively. That's good. Those are some good updates right there. White Mage Elysium, now the effect is applied when it's used. It seems a lot of these ground targets things have shifted to, excuse me, to actually be when it's used. So same thing with Sacred Soil and Shadow Flare. And Astrologian, Collective Unconsciousness now affect when it's used. And the Minor Arcana, Lord of Crowns, recast time has been reduced from 5 seconds to 1 second. Like this is the Time Mage job. That is like all about the speed for the healer. The help text for certain actions and statuses has been adjusted. The maximum number of all actions for jobs has been increased to 10. We'll have to see what happens. The dungeons have been added, the burn. And so the unlock, the Sisterly Act, main scenario quest, Sisterly Act, to get able to get this one. And we didn't know that, so I think that's one of the redacted quests from earlier, just saying. Saints Arboretum, the unlock, players must complete Stormblood and an Overgrowth Ambition. Let's see, item level sync has been added to the following duties. The Drowned City of Scala. I read that wrong. I was like, level sync? No. A new trial has been added, Hell's Cur. This looks really cool. And then Hell's Cur Extreme. Let's see here. After completing Hell's Cur, speak with the Wandering Minstrel to access Extreme. Players will now receive the Echo Power in the event all party members are incapacitated during the following trials. So how Echo works, if you're not aware, players, if you die after a certain amount of time, HP, damage dealt, and healing potency is increased. So Castrum Plummus is the effect will be granted in 5 stackable stages. Each stack of the Echo will raise 10% to maximum of 50%. And this is also Tsuyumi Yukimi's Pain. Each stack of the Echo will increase by 5% up to a maximum of 25%. A new raid dungeon Omega Alphascape has been added. Very excited about this. Then you can queue for it solo. So in the beginning there was chaos. Rewards, treasure coffers appear upon completing Omega Alphascape. Will not yield gil, but will instead yield tokens that can be traded for the gear of your choosing. You can only receive 1 token per version in each area a week. In the event that you are awarded a token from the loot list, You relinquish the right to vie for all remaining tokens regardless of where you select a need or greed. Also note that there is no weekly restriction on entering Omega Alphascape. Treasure coffers in 4.0, version v4.0 that give rewards are not affected by the weekly limit and will now appear in 1, 2, and 3. Item exchange. So you talk in Rogger's Reach, and so you can see the various translations. So bolts are accessories, pedals are feet, springs are legs, chain, crank, shaft, and lens. So it's the same type system. We just, obviously have it upgraded. Hey, good morning, Carlin. So how you doing? Completion rewards. Players will also receive an Alphascape crystalloid once per week after completing Alphascape v4.0. Alphascape crystalloids can be exchanged for military-grade tomestones by speaking with the NPC in Rogger's Reach. The raid dungeon Omega Alphascape Savage has been added. So level requirements, obviously 70, but the item level requirements for v1.0 is 370 or above, 2, 375, 3, 380, and then 380 for the final 8 players. Time limit, 90 minutes. The last one is 120. To access Omega Alphascape Savage, you must access the Magitek Terminal in Rogger's Reach. Treasure coffers that appear upon completing Omega Alphascape will yield gear. If your party contains players replaying the area prior to the weekly reset, the number of treasure coffers appearing upon completion will decrease. Furthermore, players will be ineligible for rewards from treasure coffers as well as Alphascape data logs when replaying an area prior to the weekly reset. By selecting duty completion, players will not be matched with those who have already completed the duty. In addition to the gear, players will receive an Alphascape data log from each area, which can be exchanged for the gear of your choosing. Speaking with the Rogger's Reach player, can exchange Alphascape data logs for Omega Alphascape Savage or corresponding gear. And you can see the conversion listed here as well. Omega Weapon Coffer. Upon completing Alphascape 4.0, a treasure coffer will appear containing an Omega Weapon Coffer. Using this item transforms it into a weapon corresponding to the user's current job. The following duties have been added to the Raid Finder. Hell's Cur Extreme, Alphascape 1 through 4, a Savage. Players will now be able to queue and enter the following duties via the Duty Finder. Minstrel's Ballad and Sigmascape 1 through 4, Savage. The following adjustments have been made to Rigoroda Lighthouse. The weekly restrictions on rewards obtained from coffers has been removed, and the weekly restriction obtaining the coins has been removed. The following adjustments have been made to the weapons refrain. The weekly restriction to obtain ultimate tokens has been removed, and gear will now be synced to item level 375. This adjustment was implemented to preserve the difficulty of the encounter as well as the rarity of the achievement rewarded for completion. The following additions and adjustments have been made to the Algan Tomestones. So Tomestones to the Genesis have been added. Personally a fan of the name, I think that's cool. Players can only obtain 450 of these per week and carry a maximum of 2,000. Moreover, players can only receive Tomestones of Genesis after reaching level 70 with at least one class or job. Weekly limitations for the Tomestone of Mendacity has been removed. Algan Tomestones of Creation are no longer attainable, and so then you can actually convert those into Mendacity. And then the NPC Auroran and Mortona will now give players the option to exchange Algan Tomestones of Creation for Tomestones of Mendacity, and the Tomestones of Verity, which will now be completely removed from the game. The drop rate of auspicious Call Me Fifes has been increased in the Jade Stoa, so this is how you can get your your mount if you're not getting lucky with rolls. See here, the duties listed in the duty roulette expert have been changed as follows. So you're going to see Hell's Lid for Ectocactorium and the Shallow's Compass turn into the Burn and Saint Arredum's Hard, further ensuring we're going to burn out on these dungeons by the time 4.5 rolls around. The following duties have been added to the Duty Roulette 70. So that's going to be a little bit more interesting over time. The following duties have been added to the Duty Roulette Trials, Hell's Cur. The following duty has been added to the Trials Alliance Raids, the Rigoroda Lighthouse. The following duties have been added to the Duty Roulette Normal Raids, Alphascape 1 through 4. The following duties have been added to the Duty Roulette Mentor, so the Burn, Arboretum Hard, Hell's Cur, and Alphascape 1 through 4. The required average item level to register for Duty Mentor Roulette has been increased from 335 to 355. The number of type of Algan Tomestones received from a Duty Roulette has been adjusted. Okay. So Tomestones of Mendacity, 60 and 40 of Genesis. That makes sense. 70 dungeons, so 100 Mendacity, 15 of Genesis. 50, 60, 100 Poetics, 120 Mendacity. Leveling 100 of Mendacity, 5 of Genesis. Trials, so it's just, it looks to be just a straight up conversion. Main scenario, Poetics, Mendacity, and Genesis. Alliance Raid, same kind of thing. That's actually not bad. I've only used the Alliance Raid for leveling. Daily Challenge Frontlines, 50 of Mendacity, 20 of Genesis. Mentor, 30 of Mendacity, 10 of Genesis. The number of type of Algan Tomestones rewarded for defeating elite marks has been adjusted. So you're seeing the same conversion basically. Everything's getting a nice little update here. If it was creation, it's Mendacity, and if it was Mendacity, it looks like it's creation. So that's a pretty, one-to-one conversion. The type of tomestones received from deep dungeons has been adjusted. So same thing, Mendacity and Genesis. And so then now the type of Algan tomestones released from Lost Canals is shifting from Mendacity to Genesis as well. Following trials have been added to Stone Sea Sky. So Stone Sea Sky, the Alphascape, 1 through 4, Savage, as well as Hell's Curse Extreme. An icon to indicate the exit from Eureka now appears on the map. That's handy. The following adjustments have been made to Eureka's Pagos. The heat wave weather effect has been adjusted, and the exit is now clearly displayed. Let's talk about some PvP, because that's really controversial. So, White Mage Tetragrammaton, the effect, new actions have been added. Tetragrammaton restores target's HP, cure potency is 3500. Additional effects reduces Tetragrammaton's recast time by a percentage corresponding to the number of healing lilies stacked at the time of the action is executed. PvP actions adjust as follows. Dragoon is Skewer during the additional effect, the reducing target's attack potency and healing magic potency by 10% increased from 6 to 10 seconds. The potency of Jump has been increased to 2500. Spine Shatter Dive has been increased to 750. Bard's Blunt Arrow recast time increased from 30 to 40 seconds. Machinist Flamethrower potency has been increased from 500 to 1000. White Mage Assize, the additional effect deals unaspected damage to all nearby enemies with a potency of 1000 has been added. Oh, wow, they've added that. That's awesome. Astrologian Benefic, casting Benefic under the effect of a bridge will cause a bridge to be applied again. Following PvP actions have been removed. Benediction, so we got Benediction's is done, and now it's just a big heal spell. Wow. Seal Rock, Fields of Glory, and Daily Challenge Frontline no longer require the purchase and registration of expansions to participate. Following adjustments have been made to PvP teams. PvP team leader privileges can now be transferred to team members. Due to the ending of the PvP team season, teams may now recruit new members. The setting for the following HUD elements used in the Feast and Rival Wings can now be changed to Wolf's Den. So score, the Feast ally info, Feast enemy info, Rival Wings, gauges, Rival Wings alliance list, and team info. So Feast new quick chat options are focus attack and focus attack. I wonder if that automatically does a countdown. Hold up. Displays a countdown above. Oh, freaking yes. So I actually created a macro. People are like, yeah, you're macroing. So it's doing a countdown for the focus attack. And then use end focus attack to remove it. Oh, that's awesome. That's going to be such a big help so that people don't have to make these macros. Following the end of Season 9, the Feast is now in pre-season. New items have been added. This looks like, I guess it's from the dungeon gear. That doesn't look too bad. The Tombstone gear is, I think, what looks really, really cool. New recipes have been added. Certain items may now be sold, desynthed, and submitted as expert deliveries and converted into Terra. I'm hoping this means that more dungeon gear is going to be sellable. Certain equipment obtained via raid rewards via token exchange can now be converted into Terra. The following items can now be painted. The level cap for desynthesis has been increased. My alarm saying, hey, if I haven't gotten up, get up. The following items are no longer unique and untradeable. The white Inu Kabuto and the black one. Classification for Pazuzu's feathers have been changed from other to reagent. The names of the following items have been changed. Pumpkin Cookie to Moldy Pumpkin Cookie. That's just lovely. The Royal Nimian Marine Battle Axe. The Nimian Royal Battle Axe. Okay, so we're just changing the placement of the word. The active duration for Companion Summon with the Gauchel Greens has been increased to 60 minutes. Thank you very much. New Miner and Botanist Gatherer points have been added. New items have been added to Gathering Points. New fishing holes have been added to the Dome and Enclave. New fish have been added. The success rate for the following has been increased. The Rainbow Killfish and the Grass Shrimp. The rate at which this Spirit Bond accumulates when spearfishing and swimming shallows has been increased. The fishing log now displays conditions necessary to catch certain fish. New mounts have been added. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a cool looking fire mount. New movement speed for terrestrial mounts can now be increased to 2 stars in 4.0 areas. Holy smokes. The following mounts are now available to fly. Oh, heck freaking yes, guys. It's happening. Oh, and also the Gubu, the Behemoth, the Laurel Gubu, and the Calvary Drake. Finally, more of those flying mounts. The size of the Masokashi mount is now scales according to the height of the player. New Chocobo boarding has been added. That looks really nice. New minions have been added. Alright, so some system updates. New achievements and titles have been added. Certain duties and trials that will now count towards the completion of achievements. So you can see Health, Cur, Omega, etc. is now counting towards these tankless achievements. And the Burn, St. Arboretum's, Hell's Cur, Alphascape, etc. The achievement rewards can now be claimed via the menu. Okay, so speak with Jathias, and you can select the achievement category to open the rewards menu. His location is still in Gridania, next to the little, I guess, pool of water there. Information on whether an item can be sold at vendors can be reviewed from the item help menu and conditions menu. Nice. This does not include items only available via exchange with NPCs. To confirm which vendor sells which particular item, please refer to the Azorian database. Beast Tribe quests items now describe as such in their descriptions. The following information will no longer be displayed in the item comparison. The conditions, Sphere Bond, repair level, materials, quick repair, and Matera melding. Collectibles are now indicated with an icon, so it's got the little box item. That's going to be handy. Changes have been made to the display location information in item search. The following additions and adjustments have been made to the party finder. A message will now be displayed if no results are found when using the advanced search. In recruitment criteria, switching to another duty after assigning roles will no longer cause the role assignments to be reset. They will, however, be reset if the newly selected duty has different role requirements. The adjustments have been made to the duty recorder. Viewable duties have been changed as followed. So before Savage 4.0 and after Hell's Cur. So I'm guessing that this is going away and this is coming. So the duty recorder just seems to be like this one certain duty. The following features have been removed from the duty recorder: 2 and 4 speed, group pose, and idling camera. Bummer. In accordance with these changes, the HUD has been updated. The duty recorder will now allow you to confirm the duty currently being viewed. The following icons are now displayed in server info. Duty can be recorded in recording duty. That's handy. I just don't think the list is that long. Maybe I'm wrong. The following additions adjustments have been made to group pose. So the following movements can be used: walk forward, run forward, sprint, slowly strafe left, quickly strafe left, walk backwards, quickly right and left, and slowly right and left. Okay. You may now stop the time of day and weather while using the group pose. That's going to be handy. That way you're not have to sit here and hope that the weather, please stay the same. Additions performed by minions can now be viewed in group pose. Excuse me. At additions, actions. Buttons have been added to the angle view and roll angle settings to move sliders in increments of 25. The construction paper screen effect has been added. That's cool. The open all settings has been added to the inventory interface, DirectX 11 and PlayStation 4. I guess makes sense DirectX 11 because if you're DirectX 9, but I guess they're saying PlayStation 4 as opposed to like what other console. The alarm feature has been added. You may set up to 10 alarms, which will ring and display the alarm name at the designated time. Setting an alarm, you may access the alarms menu in the Extras tab in the Actions and Traits, or use the alarm text command. So break, fishing, site log, PLL. Select add alarm to choose a variety of settings. So you can pick the local time, server time, and Eorzean time. This is going to be handy for gathering too. Display when alarm rings. Choose the local time, server time as Eorzean time. Repeat. The alarm may be repeated once an hour. In addition to the standard alarm, you may also set a reminder to sound up to 60 minutes prior to the alarm. The next alarm sound will be displayed in server info. The unending journey now allows you to specify quest progress in order to view variations of cutscenes. Okay, cool. Reflect quest progression. Okay, let's see here. The icon indicates cutscenes for which this feature is available. All right. The following additions and adjustments have been made to the mount guide and minion guide. You can now perform a text search for mounts and minions. The included body text toggle allows you to search the mount and minion descriptions. The 10 most recently acquired mounts and minions will be annotated with a green marker. The emote menu now includes a favorites tab. Up to 20 emotes can be registered as favorites subcommand by dragging and dropping. The 6 most frequently used emotes will be displayed under history. The following additions and adjustments have been made to Moogle delivery service menu. Receiving letters is now divided into letters from friends, purchases and rewards, and letters from GM's tab. Changes have been made to the display of unread letters and those with unclaimed attachments. Changes have been made to the display of maximum letters per tab. A clock and server info may now be toggled between 12-hour and 24-hour formats. Times shown in the chat log will be displayed according to the selected type. The try-on subcommand is now available for items currently equipped. The following additions and adjustments have been made to the actions and traits. So Duty Action 2 has been added to the General tab. Duty Action has been changed to Duty Action 1. The following actions have been added to the character configuration interface. So UI settings, display server info, clock type, item settings, General tab, inventory settings, inventory interface, and open all. The following additions and adjustments have been made to the subcommands. The following text commands have been added. So quick chat, alarm, hum, I guess that's an emote? Yeah, that's an emote. Confirm, endure, tombstone. So that's an emote. Placeholders have been added. New placeholders have been added. The macro icon command can be used to set quick chat icons. That's cool. In accordance with the removal of certain features from the duty recorder, the corresponding text commands have been disabled. Group pose and idle and camera. The following, in preparation for new UI skins, the colors used for certain parts of the UI have been adjusted. In preparation for new UI skins, interesting. The following additions and adjustments have been made to the auto translation dictionary, which is new phrases and things like that. Additions have been made to the PlayStation 4 autocomplete dictionary. New music has been added. Coinciding with the switch to SSL, the URLs for all ranking and play guide pages have been updated. An action has been added to the login screen in preparation for a future update that will allow character settings to be backed up and loaded on other systems. So upload, download. Thank you. To use your character on another system, first back up your character settings data to the server, then download this data on the system you wish to use. Guys, that was epic. Let me scroll later. Womp. That's the patch notes. That is the patch notes. We're going to let this play out a little bit. Holy smokes, guys. So, what are you guys most excited about for the patch? Sound off in the comments below or in chat right now. Let's have that conversation. Patch 4.4 drops on the 18th of September. That is only a few days away from this live recording. It is not much further along. I thank everybody for hanging out with me on the stream today. I thank everybody who's watching this video. Sorry for the yawns and sometimes the coughs. This is let me know if you guys like it live or if you rather me kind of just read through it as as kind of a live reading recorded and then posted, because that way I can always edit out any kind of cough or what have you. So for Work To Game, my name's Brian. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon and have a fantastic day. Take care.